Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. Today we're jumping in to Forza Horizon 5 and we're going to do something on the channel we haven't done for a little while. We're going to check out the newest car that has been added for the festival playlist. If we jump in and take a look, that is the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. I have already put in the hard work in unlocking it. I've completed this week's Forzathon challenges. I've completed all of the PR stunts on the playlist. And I've also jumped in and completed this week's treasure hunt. And to get the bonus points that we needed, I did a lap in the very slow Jurassic Park Jeep. So here it is then, the 2024 Ford Mustang Dark Horse. 500 horsepower, 418 foot-pounds of torque, 3,949 pounds in weight. So it is fairly heavy, but it's got the horsepower and the torque to deal with it. So this version of Ford Mustang Dark Horse that we have available in Forza Horizon 5 is the most powerful version of the new Ford Mustang, coming in at 500 horsepower. This is available to the Americans, I believe, and then Europe get a 453 horsepower variant of the Dark Horse. And there's the GT and the one that no one cares about, the EcoBoost. Considering this thing has 500 horsepower and weighs nearly 4,000 pounds, it's actually not too sluggish. This thing's pulling 150 miles an hour right now, and it didn't take me too long to get here either. Even in the twisty stuff, this thing is kind of holding the road. You'd expect the back end to be a little bit wobbly, being a Mustang, rear-wheel driven, front-engined, but it actually grips the road really well as we get a little bit of a lift-off oversteer as I say that, but I kind of just chucked it in there, full throttle, 5th gear, 140, and it's held the road really well. It would be rude not to. We've got to jump into a race completely bone stock up against some other modern muscle cars. Let's see what we can do in 3 laps. Not too much drama off the start. That might be slightly thanks to the launch control system that's in Forza Horizon 5. I do have that turned on when I start a race, but coming into the first corner, not a lot of braking, kind of feathering that throttle. Not too many dramas from the Mustang Dark Horse, as I kind of make a little bit of a mistake there. Not really the car, it's more me. Full throttle around here, even though it's telling me to brake. I am actually quite impressed with this car in the corners. I thought it would feel really heavy, and it just doesn't. It really is quite surprising. Ford have done a pretty good job with this thing in making it feel really agile, and like you can kind of put it where you want even when you're on throttle. Can we get down the inside of this guy here? We kind of can, as I kind of bully my way through. That's absolutely fine. There's a lap of the Emerald Circuit with not too many dramas. Oh, sneaky overtake on second there as we sling it up the inside. Can we get first as he brakes for these checkpoints, these corners? Going to hang on to the back of him up the inside. A little bit of contact. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop rubbing his racing. It's not great. My only slight issue with this car right now is the way it sounds. This exhaust isn't really doing it for me. I don't think it sounds like real life, the car that comes from the factory, but a race exhaust might sort out that issue for me, but that's just like a personal thing really. Other than that, the car feels pretty solid. And as we come across the line, completely bone stock, first place. Okay, let's beef this thing up. Let's turn the Dark Horse into an absolute racing machine. But first, we've got to check out the aerodynamics and appearance. What have we got? We've got a Forza front flap, which doesn't actually look too bad on the Dark Horse because you kind of got that standard aero on there already. We're just kind of adding to it with the Forza stuff. And then rear wings, plenty of options. Plenty of options. APR performance, rear wing, 2 options, one big and one slightly reserved rear wing. I prefer the reserved one. I'm going to go ahead and fit that. And they've also got the remove wing option and then the Forza rear flap as well, which I don't actually like on this car. I don't mind it on some cars, but this car, I prefer the APR performance wings. That one's actually huge. Okay, so on to conversions. No wide body kits for this car, but we do have some engine swaps. 5 to be precise. We've got the 6.7 litre V8T diesel, which is a strange swap to put into this car. 5.2 litre V8, pushing out 526 horsepower. 8.4 litre V10, 7.7 litre V12, and a 7.2 litre V8 with 1,000 horsepower. I think I'm going to stick with the stock engine for this build just because I want to see what I can get out of it. We're not going to go 4-wheel drive. We're going to keep it rear-wheel drive. And I think we'll go supercharger, adding 110 horsepower. Now, tyre compound, I want to go full race car, so we're going to go full racing slicks. So I did say that I wasn't a fan of the stock exhaust. I thought it was missing something, so we're going to go ahead and fit the race exhaust, which I think sounds a lot better. So, update on the Dark Horse upgrades. To get it to the top of S1 900, I've had to fit everything. Essentially, everything in the engine upgrades, platform and handling, drivetrain, tyres and rims, air and performance, and obviously the conversions with the supercharger that we added on to the car. So it's pretty much max upgrades to get to S1 900. We've had to fit the Forza front flap and a full roll cage, but 3,314 pounds in weight, 975 horsepower from the stock engine, like I say, S1 900. And of course, 84,450 credits worth of upgrades. Okay, 975 horsepower from our stock engine and then a bunch of racing upgrades. So let's let it kind of rip. Obviously, it's going to wheel spin in first. It'll chirp in second. Third grips up. Fourth is fine. We're already doing 120 into fifth, and this thing is booking it. Absolutely booking it up into sixth, 180, and it feels really planted thanks to those aero upgrades on the brakes, slick racing tyres, racing brakes, all doing their job. This feels solid. I thought it would be a handful. Actually, not too bad. What I think we need to do is take it for a race. Okay, here we go. Our race build Ford Mustang. I just realised I need to paint this thing. I haven't painted it, but off the line with launch control, and it absolutely digs in. Gets into second, third. Makes quick change of those gears up into fifth, 150. As we chase down the pack up into fifth place. Gonna cruise our way up the inside here. No contact, lovely. Grab the brakes. Aero doing all the work, just feathering that throttle, the mechanical grip keeping me on the road. We chase down a Camaro. Oh, the back end getting light on that crest. Okay, that's driver error. Whoops, skill issue. This is going to quickly become one of my favourite cars in Horizon 5, without a doubt. S1, 975 horsepower, a little over 3,000 pounds in weight, and it feels good. It feels really good. I kind of need to dive bomb one of these two. Down the inside here, maybe. Ooh, we've got both of them. No, we haven't. Yes, we have. We've got both. We're up into first. Aha. Haha. Good Dark Horse. As we approach the finish line in the Dark Horse, across the line, first place. That felt really good. I don't know how I haven't painted the Dark Horse already. Stock manufacturer paints, a couple of blues. We've got some blacks, some greys, some silvers, and a white. I quite like the red, but we do have advanced painting options. 3 groups to be precise. Paint group 1, that's going to be the main body of the car. I'm going to go ahead and paint that white. What's paint group 2 changing? That's changing the stripe that runs down the center of the car. I kind of want to do that white as well, just so it kind of minimalizes the amount of colors that are on this thing. And then paint group 3, what's that going to do? Ooh, all the other little bits that are on the Dark Horse, so you can kind of make it look white on white on white, or have it all one colour. But if we do that in carbon fibre, that's going to look even better. So I reckon gloss carbon, that looks really good. So we've gone ahead and done the whole race car build thing, so I think it's time to go ahead and chuck on some drift upgrades and see what this thing can do. Now I know this thing is going to be able to drift, 975 horsepower, rear wheel drive, V8, and it's a Mustang. I just want to do it because it's fun. Okay, one drift Dark Horse coming up. One drift horse, if you were. Let's see what it can do. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. It's a V8, it's rear wheel drive, it's a Mustang. It's going to be able to drift. And yeah, well, the results speak for themselves. I've got drift suspension, drift tyres, all the drift upgrades on the Dark Horse. Oh, it's so good. It's so beautiful. Even with the drifting gearbox, the 4-speed up to third. Grips up a little bit. I need to fiddle with those gears, I think. Get it in the perfect spot up to third. This carries the slide so well. This car is so well balanced. Ford really have perfected the art as we come across the line. 184,600. It's not a new personal best, but I think that would be 3 stars. And the Dark Horse does feel good sideways. But there we go. The Ford Mustang Dark Horse, Forza Horizon 5's newest car. One of the best cars arriving with Series 35, just behind Toyota GR Yaris in my opinion. But let me know in the comments what you think of this vehicle. Let me know if you want more videos just like this one. I really enjoy doing these videos and I've missed doing them, and I hope there's going to be more on the channel in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, definitely consider subscribing, smash the like button, share the video with a friend, stay safe, and I'm out.